Example 3 for pyramid says that a company packs yogurt in square-based pyramid containers for some strange reason. So that would be saying they have a bottom that's a square, and then it comes to a point. I cannot even imagine trying to get yogurt out of a container that looks like this, but whatever. The square base has a length of 4.5 inches, so I'm just going to note that these are both 4.5s, and the height from that tippy top to that base is 5 inches. So I'm just trying to sketch it so we get an idea of what we're looking at here, because it does want to know about volume, because I see find the volume, but I skipped a line because it tells me how many they sell a day. So they sell about 1,200 every day, so I want to know how much is the volume that's sold every day. So I need to find the volume of 1, so I'm just going to put, this is the volume of one of them, 1/3 area of the base times the height. This time the area of the base is a square, so we'll use length times width times height, which they told us is 4.5 times 4.5 times 5. Main mistake on this problem is people not doing the two 4.5s. That's part of why I drew it. So don't just take the numbers that you see and multiply them. Make sure that you are actually putting down a formula and thinking about what you need to put in to each variable that's missing. So again, I'm going to ignore the 1/3. I would like to take 1/3 times that other stuff, which multiplied to be 101.25. So you could do that times 1/3, or you could just divide it by 3, and I'm getting 33.75 cubic inches. So that's the volume sold in one day. I don't want the volume in one day. I want the volume for all of them. Sorry, I do want the volume for one day. I don't want the volume for one container. I want the volume for 1,200 containers, which means I just want 1,200 of these things. So I'm going to multiply that, or I'm going to add it to itself 1,200 times. So if I take that times 1,200, I'm seeing, this is such a weird question, the volume of yogurt that they sell in one day is 40,500 cubic inches of yogurt, which I guess maybe if they're figuring out the weight that's getting shipped in a certain truck or something, and they know how much a cubic inch of yogurt weighs, that could be important, but it's still a weird question. But it is an application of pyramids. 1/3 area of the base times the height, which is what we're going to use here, because it's a pyramid and we're talking about volume. And just like the last one, like most of the ones you're going to encounter, the shape of the base will be a square, so I'm going to go ahead and change that to length times width times height. But here's where things are different, because it wants the value of the variable. This is not saying find what V is. I know what V is. And if I know what V is, I'm going to put it in for V. So I'm going to replace the V with 1,500. I'm making an equation. And I'm also going to know what my length is and what my width is as well. So the base has a length of 15 and the width of 15. The height is this guy here. I don't know what it is, so I'm going to put an X. But this is an equation that I can solve. Just like before, I'm going to ignore everything except the numbers after 1/3 that I can multiply, which is just those two. And then I'm going to try to solve, trying to think of the best way to have us do this. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I multiplied 15 times 15. Now I'm going to divide that by 3. There's technically other ways to do it, but I'm going to go ahead and now combine these two. So 1/3 of 225, 225 divided by 3 is 75. So now I can get X by itself since I'm multiplying to find my volume. I'm going to undo it by dividing. And that gets me 20 for the height. So I don't know the units. 20 centimeters, 20 miles, I don't know. But we solved based off of what we knew. Start with your formula, plug in anything that you know, whether that is just length, width, height, or whether that's V